It ain't no friends in the whole game. What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. We are here today to talk about Love Island USA Season 1, Episode 8. And the name of the episode is called Episode 8. But I want to call the episode Say It Ain't So. And Say It Ain't So for Kenzie, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So, was it Wednesday? Wednesday night, they told us to vote for, was it Wednesday night? Tuesday night. Tuesday night, they let us know to download the app to vote for who we wanted the people in the house up with. And the app had crashed. And so I guess today that they were going to be doing a recoupling, and it was going to be based off of who America voted to be together, right? To be couples, okay? So the app ended up crashing, and so we're going to have an episode tonight, but they're not going to be doing a recoupling, okay? So the episode started off with Melanie and Anaya. This was after Melanie spoke with Sincere. She told Anaya that Sincere had ended up kissing Soul in the speakeasy, and there's nothing she can say because she fucked up, and he's exploring, and she got to let him do it. My thing is, he's been exploring. He's been exploring. She said that she knew that he ended up kissing her because he was fixing his pants when she walked in, okay? Now, she said, how did she do Sincere? How dirty did she do Sincere? She's been honest with him since day one. She have yet to pull someone and kiss them in a chat, and she haven't did him dirty like she could have. And my thing is, what I was getting ready to say is, what's killing me is when I go online and I see other content creators who are women who are villainizing Melanie. When we seen Sincere explore, he tried to explore with Kata. And we're just acting like that didn't happen. And then it's like, we want to lie about it. You cannot like Melanie, but we have to be honest about what's going on. Sincere has been trying to explore. He has been trying to get his cake and eat it too. The difference is Kata was not as easy as some of the other girls in the house, right? And Kata was already picked by Zach, right? So she didn't really have to go on and kiss with Sincere. Whereas Soul doesn't have a connection, and the name of the game, the name of, the whole game is to try to get somebody to like you in the house so you can be a part of the main cast. So she is looking for somebody to court her or to pick her up. So she is going to be doing more than what Kata had to do because she already had a connection with Zach, okay? Melanie says that she can't overreact if that's what he wants. I got to be a big girl and take it. Then we see Sincere talking to Bryce and Zach. He shares with them that he kissed Soul a couple of times and he feels good. He said he enjoyed it, and it's something he hasn't felt since he's been in here. And I think that is huge to say, because when you say it's something he hasn't felt since he's been in here, that means that he hasn't felt that with Melanie, okay? He said that he's feeling both of their vibes. I can't. Do it not. Girl, Tom, please. I think that, those boys like Sincere, they don't fool me. It fools America, but it doesn't fool me. These niggas want to be caught up. They want to have their cake and eat it too to make it feel like that they're a player and no, I'm just juggling between two bitches, nigga. You know who you want, okay? He said that he feels wanted with Soul, but Melody has been doing nothing but being chased. But you said that you like the chase because you're a track star. You literally said that. So what are we doing? What are we talking about? You get what I'm saying? I feel like Sincere contradicts himself a lot, and it's crazy that people are making Melanie making Melanie the victim. I mean the villain, when the villain is actually Sincere.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
Okay. Then we get Kenzie. Kenzie's talking to Corbin. She tells him that she chatted with Caleb and he asked for a kiss, but the whole time she was thinking about him. I don't think the whole time when she was kissing Caleb that she was thinking about Corbin. I think that she is saying that to him to kind of soften the blow, okay? She said that she's not used to having a roster. Girl, what the fuck are you talking about? I feel like this is the second time that Kenzie has heard some of the black girls say something and she tried to put it into her vocabulary. Because when Anaya had told her that Corbin was giving her fuckboy vibes after he tried to kiss Kata, she went and told him, yeah, it's kind of giving fuckboy. And now you're saying roster. And you just sound stupid. Why would it? And even the guy said it. You're not supposed to tell the person, a nigga that you're talking to, that you have a roster.
You's a stupid motherfucker.
Corbin tells her, you should explore this kiss. Just be honest with me, okay? And so Caleb is saying in the confessional that her chat with Caleb did a 180, his whole thought process, and he says that Melanie is now on go, right? So he's about to go for Melanie now since she let him know that she ended up kissing with Caleb, okay? Then we get Trinity and Bryce. Trinity said that she doesn't know that if Bryce really likes her, and she asked him that if someone pulled him for a chat, would he kiss them? He said it's hard for him to open a door like that, but you asked Caleb for a kiss. So how is it hard for you to open up that door? And my thing with Trinity is this: if you don't know if Bryce like you, then he don't. He don't. I feel more secure in relationships. I can tell when a person like me. You can tell when a person like you. I am more secure in a relationship when I know that a person likes me. You get what I'm saying? So, girl, you know if that man like you, know that man don't like you. What is happening is you know that he don't like you, but he's telling you that he like you, and you're confused by it. He doesn't like you, mama, and I'm sorry. Okay? She said she needs to stop comparing their relationship to other people. And he says that he's been more affectionate. She says that she wants him to be more affectionate. He says that he's been more affectionate, and the conversation is making him uncomfortable. The conversation is making him uncomfortable because he doesn't want to get more affectionate with Trinity, because he doesn't want her. He doesn't want you, baby. And that's why the conversation is making him uncomfortable. And that's it. It just hurts my soul for me to see Trinity put herself in a situation with a nigga like Bryce.
And I'm sorry. But don't think I'm not, because I'm not crying and doing all that. Don't think I'm not.
Well, let me not say nigga. With a wiggle like Bryce. Okay? Then we get Beia and Gabriel. He says that he wants to be open. He's open to getting new connections. And he had a chat with both Jen and Sol and ended up kissing both of them. Now, I don't think that Beia knew that Gabriel was open to getting new connections. I thought that Beia knew that Gabriel was trying to talk with Kenzie, but she didn't know that he was into the other bombshell. Okay? So Beia says, thanks. And he says, you know, how do you feel? She said, I'm not mad. What do you want me to say? Okay? And so she goes in a confessional and says that she feels like a dumbass, that she didn't know that they were exploring other people's lips. I didn't know that y'all was doing it either. Okay? So Beia ends up talking to Beia, Trinity, and Kata, and she said he kissed both of these bitches.
Wait, bitch.
That Beia is, she called them bitches, right? So I want the people to be upset the same way Melanie, they was upset with Melanie, because I don't believe that she even called Kata a bitch after what happened, but Beia is calling these girls bitches just because they kissed Gabriel. Okay? And she says, if all it takes is two shiny new toys to come in and turn your head and forget about the connection we had, so be it. And so she goes on to say, I compete for medals, not men. And I thought that what we had was secure. Beia, did you really? Realistically speaking, did you really thought that your connection with Gabriel was secure? Because again, that's the whole game. He got with you because that was his way into the house. That man didn't really want to be with you. He didn't really want to be with you. I really don't believe that he wanted to be with you. I think that Beia had more of a connection with Sean, right? He was willing to overlook the leg. I'm not being funny. A lot of people are not willing to overlook the leg being gone, right? And you didn't want him because he had a child, okay? But he was willing to overlook your leg, but you couldn't overlook that he had a child, and you tried to get with Gabriel. But it doesn't seem like Gabriel is willing to overlook the leg, because he's looking, it's like anything that's coming into the house, he's ready to explore with. He don't want to be with you, baby. He don't want to be with you. You got played. Now he's in the house. America is going to be coupling people together, and then he's going to have to pick his connection, and I'm afraid that his connection won't be you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. It ain't you.
Whoa.
We don't even see, since these new bombshells came into the house, I haven't seen Beia and him kiss. They haven't been romantic. Girl, you on your way out the door. Okay? Melanie ended up joining the girls, and Kenzie joins them as well. And Beia tells them that Gabriel ended up kissing the two girls. And Melanie shares that Sincere kissed Sol. And Kenzie shares that she kissed the new bombshell. Okay? Gabriel, Zach, Caleb, and Bryce are talking. And Gabriel shares that he kissed both of the bombshells. He said that he told Beia, and he said that he enjoyed Jen more than he did so. Okay? So as they're getting ready for bed, Kenzie says she's not used to dating two guys. When she cuddles and kiss, she gets feelings. Newsflash, Kenzie, you're not dating two guys, baby. You have two interests in the house, okay? Melanie tells Kata that she thinks that Soul is going to pick Sincere. And Kata tells her, you know, don't get in your head. And she says, I'm going to pray. Baby, we seen this woman get on her knees. She was somewhere in the house on her knees praying. And girl, you bet not have been praying, asking God anything about Sincere. Please, girl, don't tell me that you was in there on your knees talking to Big G, asking him about Sincere and having him not to have a connection with somebody else. Please tell me you wasn't doing that. Hopefully you was just saying your nightly prayers like I do every day. Hopefully you was not on your knees praying to Big G about anything with Sincere and Soul. Okay.
Stand up! Stand up!
Zach says that he doesn't see a connection with Bryce and Trinity. And he says that because she doesn't get his sense of humor. And he says that Bryce seems to have more fun with him and Kata than he does when it's them two with Trinity. Okay? So we see them go to sleep. And it looked like Kenzie was giving Corbin a pussy. She had her hand in her mouth like she was biting on her fingers. And his eyes was closed. And it looked like he was grinding. Kenzie, I know you wasn't on this camera giving up no pussy to a nigga. I know you wasn't. I know you didn't let this man talk you out no pussy. And see, this is the thing. We saw last year, what was the girl named Iris ended up giving Pepe some pussy. He was spitting in her pussy to make it wet. And the thing is, and I just got to be honest, this is my second season watching Love Island USA, and I am willing to bet baby, black girls would not be able to get away with this. Black girls know better. A black girl would not be able to get... Kenzie, I cannot believe that you set up here and gave this nigga some pussy on camera with cameras in your face. There's no way. Who raised you?
You nasty.
Okay? So the next morning, Beia, they're in the glam room, and Beia is talking to Trinity. And Beia is talking to Trinity, Kata, and Mel about Gabriel kissing Jen and Soul right in front of Jen. Right? Jen was literally standing right behind her in the mirror. And you know what I'm saying? Jen is nothing like me because I'd have been like, bitch, I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? And my whole thing is, girl, say my name. He kissed the new shiny two new things. And they be like, no, baby, my name is Jen. He kissed me. How you doing? How you doing? Ain't nothing shiny in here but that leg.
Nobody's cutting off my leg. And that's that.
Okay. Then we get Gabriel is talking. Gabriel says that he's into Jen. Jen says he's into Corbin. And Jen says that Sincere is the least her type, okay? Caleb bought the two bombshells breakfast, but we didn't see who Sincere bought breakfast to. I wanted to see who Sincere brought breakfast to. I wanted to see, well, I'm pretty sure that he bought breakfast to Melanie, but I wanted to see if he bought breakfast to Soul or not. Because if I'm Melanie, I'm tight if he brings Soul breakfast. And if I'm Soul, I'm tight if the nigga don't bring me breakfast. You know what I'm saying? I kissed you yesterday, nigga. You need to be bringing me some motherfucking breakfast. Period. Okay? And to be honest with you, I'm looking at it from Melanie's point of view, but I can also see it from Soul's point of view too. Okay? I don't really have nothing against Soul. I just think that she better than what she is, but I don't really have nothing against her. She hasn't really done anything to me. The only thing that I can say about her is when she's in the house and maybe the girls haven't made her feel welcome. I mean, of course, Beia is saying he kissed both of those bitches, but it doesn't seem like Soul has a relationship with the girls, or is it even interested in getting to know any of the girls outside of Jen? Even when she's in the glam room with the other girls, she's not talking to them. She's just doing her makeup just quiet. Okay? So, after breakfast, Trinity, Anaya, and Kenzie are talking. And Trinity, you look great with this curly hair. Whatever you did to the hair, baby, this right here, this looks good on you.
And this you're on point with.
Okay? Kenzie said that she got a really good physical connection with Corbin in the bed and shit like that. So this is her letting us know that they fucked.
Wow.
That I sat on that bus because that's not...
Okay? We got a really good physical connection in the bed and shit like that. She's not gonna come out and just say we fucked, right? But the girls picked up on it and I picked up on it too, okay? And she said that she feels like that she has a Thanksgiving buffet. And this is the thing with Kenzie that we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna say it right here because I might forget to say it later. Kenzie think that this is Love Island, you know, this is Kenzie Island, USA. That when the men come into the house, they gotta be into Kenzie and Kenzie only, that this is her playground, right? Zach don't wanna be in her, she don't wanna talk to him no more. Then we get Corbin in the house. She don't want nobody to talk to Corbin. And then we get Caleb in the house. And it's like everything has to be, and see what happens is Beia put that into her head. Right? Since Zach didn't want her, she felt like Corbin was supposed to be hers because Beia put that into her head. And now we got Caleb in the house, and can't nobody, people feel like they can't talk to Caleb because this is supposed to be for Kenzie. Everybody got to walk on eggshells around Kenzie because every man that comes into the house now is supposed to be for Kenzie. Fuck Kenzie. She's a regular member just like everybody else. And again, this is white privilege, baby. To be white in America. White privilege, baby. Everybody has got to cater to Kenzie. Are you serious?
Girl, bye.
Trinity says that she doesn't know how she feels about Bryce. Anaya says that, and Kenzie says that I think that he likes you.
Girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now.
Girl, I want my friends to be real with me. Don't be trying to tell me no nice things to butter me up. Break my heart. You supposed to be my friend. I could take it from you. Just brace me a little bit. Just be like, you really want the truth? Let me know the truth. I don't like no people. You know what I'm saying? Break my heart. Don't have me out here looking crazy. That man don't want her. He don't want her. I think that he likes you. He's on you. No, he's not. Literally or physically. Not even metaphor. He's not on her. He's not. At all. And she says, what? I told him I want to be more affectionate. Girl, you don't have to tell him that you wanted to be more affectionate, baby. He would try to be more affectionate with you if he wanted you, baby. He don't want you. Stop listening to them girls in that house. That makes her real friends. Baby, I want somebody to show me tough love. I'm a little sensitive, but you just got to brace me for it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? When I ask you something and I want to hear the truth, tell me the truth, but just brace me for it sometimes. Just be like, you ready? You know what I'm saying? Grit your teeth a little bit. You know, hold on to something. Yeah, but tell me the truth, though. I want my friends to tell me the truth. So Bryce is talking to Zach, and he says that he feels weird with the argument that he had with Trinity. Did y'all have an argument? I didn't hear an argument. Okay? And this is about her wanting him to be more affectionate. And she doesn't see them as, you know, as far along in their relationship like she sees the other couples. And so Zach says that he feels like that Trinity was speaking out loud and she's not feeling 100% about Zach, like she's trying to convince herself. And it's so sad that they can see, I just hate it because it's so sad that they can see that she's trying to convince herself that she's into Bryce, okay? And Bryce says that he has to start talking to other people because it's like you're not involved in this. And that's the gaslighting. The girl knows that you're not into her now just by the way that you treat her. And now you're trying to say that she's not involved in y'all relationship because she realized that you're not really into her. Just be real. It's a game show. Just be real. You trying to stay into the house. Trinity girl, I hate this. And the producers, I just don't understand why and it's not just with Trinity and Anaya. It's also Casey. It doesn't seem like people in the house that this cast is just really exploring. And I don't want to just say the Black people in the house, but of course I'm a Black Panther to my soul, and that's who I really, you know, I'm really, you know, fucking with. But it doesn't seem like it, even with Beia, it doesn't seem like who else? It just Zach. It just doesn't seem like that the people in the house are interested. That's because y'all didn't pull a lot of tens in. I told you the cast compared to last year is wishy-washy, right? Nobody's really into, when you got a couple of tens in the house, when everybody's hype, people are just going to try to explore and talk to other people. But this cast is just not doing that. They're just not doing that. Okay? Then we get Jen and Soul. They're talking to each other. Soul says that she's feeling sincere the most out of everyone, that she kissed him and they held hands. She said they both are enamored with each other. And she shares that when they were in soul ties and they kissed, when she walked out, Melanie walked in and she was scared. Girl, I would have never admitted that, baby. I would have never admitted that, baby. Because if she did anything, I would have told him, baby, you better check your nigga, bitch. Don't come over here, bitch. Because he probably love you, bitch. I don't. And I'm going to get a bitch up off me. Check your nigga. Check your nigga. Don't come over here and tell me shit. Okay? Then we get Melanie and Sincere. Mel says that she's stressed. It hurt her feelings that Sincere ended up kissing Soul. And he says, why? I mean, my thing is, why is she upset with Soul and not Sincere? That's who you need to be upset. It seems like that she's upset with Soul and not Sincere. Sincere says the kiss doesn't mean anything. And he says, you're the one that was so adamant that we're open and we're exploring. That was after you started exploring Kata. You tried to explore. I'm not letting that down. I'm not getting up off of it. I'm not getting off of it. Okay. So Melanie ended up telling him, you want to go be with her. When you're done, you think that you're going to be with me and you're not. If you hurt my feelings, I'm not going to be back with you, okay? Sincere said that he crossed the line, but I'm not going to keep kissing this woman. And so she asked him, do you want to explore her? He said, no, off the top of my head, it's no. That's bullshit. You got to understand game and listen to the words that people are saying. Off the top of my head, no, baby. What do you want to explore her lesson? I don't want to hear nothing off the top of your head. I want to know how you really feel. Do you want to explore the girl? Okay, so then she ended up saying, why no? She ended up saying that she's confused because you told me yesterday that you wanted to explore her, right? And he did. And so he ends up telling her, I want to be with you and I only want to be with you. And they start hugging and she said, you know, I'm mad at you, but I want to be with you and kissing, whatever. And so he ended up telling her, I genuinely shouldn't have done it in the first place, meaning that he shouldn't have kissed Soul in the first place. Girl, Melanie, to me, I just feel like, again, these are kids, right? I don't have time to fall for the okie doke. I don't think that I ever fell for the okie doke. No matter what you're telling me, your actions are going to make, I'm going to make a decision or draw a conclusion on what you're doing by your actions, no matter what you talk. I think that sometimes people need them to tell them something to help with their ego or to soften the blow. My mind is already made up by how you moved, right? For me, there was no need for Melanie. You should have been doing you. What Destiny Child say? Nigga, you been doing you, I'm gonna do me. I'm free. Once that nigga explored Kayla, it would have been already made up in my mind. You explored that girl, you pulled her for a chat, you was waiting for her after breakfast, you knew what you was doing. I wouldn't have had to ask him, well, what was you trying to do? I know what you was trying to do. I'm not a fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? You could have talked to the girl. If you wanted to know about her dog or whatever was going on, you could have asked her that in front of all of us. You didn't have to go pull up on no chat to ask that. It didn't go, you shot your shot and you missed. You shot your shot and you missed. It didn't go the way that you wanted to go, and you tried to come back over here to me and tried to make me feel stupid and play on my motherfucking top. I'm not no dumb. I'm not a fool. Okay. Sincere, Bryce, Zach, Caleb, and Gabriel, they ended up talking. And Sincere said that Melanie is not his second option. The ship hasn't sailed with Soul yet, right? And he said that we're in the villa to explore more connections, and you know, is to test the strength of the connection. To me, I think that that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Game. Okay. Anaya ended up talking to KC. Anaya says that she feels good, that she's not stressed. KC says that he doesn't want her to feel stressed, and KC says that shit is flowing and he has no worries at all. Anaya says that she feels comfortable with KC. She loves his body and she loves everything about him, and they kiss. How do I feel about I just feel like that with KC and Anaya, they're not working for it.
I'm sorry. I have to be honest about it.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Kata and Zach. They're not working for it because they don't really have any other options. I do think that Casey is the most attractive person in the house, right? But he can't explore any. It's just tricky. Nobody is, and I hate that nobody's checking for Anaya, right? That's just the truth. Nobody is checking for Anaya, and it doesn't seem like that any other girls. I mean, Melanie said that KC was her type. That's what she always went for. But I think that we'll get to that later. I think that Anaya doesn't want to go for KC because I think that she's cooler with Anaya more than everyone in the house. And she tried to pull him for a chat before. She tried something before, but she realized Anaya is my girl that probably was fucked up, and she doesn't want to do her like that anymore. But it doesn't seem like any of the people in the house are into KC. Any of the other girls are really into KC, or maybe they just have respect for Anaya, but it doesn't seem like any of the dudes are into, the people are just not exploring each other, right? They're just not doing it, okay? Sincere ended up pulling Soul for a chat, and they ended up going to Soul Ties. And as soon as they got into Soul Ties, she put a pillow on him, and she started laying over him. Okay, she said the last 3 years of her life have been hard, that her dad died, and they started talking or whatever, and they ended up kissing, okay? Now, Melanie is looking at them in Soul Ties, and she says, I don't want to play this game anymore. So she goes upstairs, and she's itching her way to try to see what was going on in Soul Ties, and she ended up seeing Kata and Zach. And so she ended up telling them, look, y'all, I can't do this. And Kata says, look, I think that he should stay calm. And she says, it's all a mental fuck. And so Kata asked her, would you feel the type of way if they kissed today? And Melanie said, yes. And you can tell that Kata really feels for her, and she gets up and she hugs her. Even after how nasty Melanie was being towards Kata, when she found out that Sincere pulled him for a chat, what I love about Kata is that she was able to forgive Melanie for the way that she acted towards her, right? And she's up hugging her, and she could, she could find sympathy for her in the situation that she's in. And Kata is really, she's one of my favorites on the show. She doesn't really have a lot going on because she's not really having to work for Zach. Because again, it doesn't seem like any of the girls are into Zach, or maybe they just have respect for Kata and they don't want to go after him. But she is really one of my favorite people in the house because she seems real. We're gonna get to Anaya in a minute. I would say Anaya, and listen, we're gonna talk.
You won't talk about this again before I leave here.
Okay. Kenzie and Caleb ended up having a conversation. And so she ends up telling him that she has a connection with Corbin and that she's clearly interested in him. And she feels like they have more in common. And he tells her that he's scared of getting attached early and getting hurt into the end. And she tells him, I fall hard, but I like to be pursued. She wants to be chased. Kenzie wants to be chased. Baby, you want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to have your cake and eat it too. Okay? So then we get to Melanie. Melanie ended up pulling Corbin for a chat. And she says that she doesn't like the name Mel. Baby, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you didn't like the name Mel because I believe people have been calling you Mel around the house or whatever. I don't know why I just started saying Mel. Melanie is okay. I'm gonna try to respect you and start calling you Melanie. But even on my notes, every time it's easier for me to just call you Mel. So listen, I'm not trying to offend you, baby. Okay. She ends up telling him that she's exploring. And she feels like that she hasn't done it. And she tells him, look, I've been looking at you. I've been wondering if you've been looking back. He was like, I do. I just don't want to be caught up in no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like drama. And so he tells her, look, I'm not going to lie. I fuck with your vibe. You match my vibe. And it's probably going to be a whole lot of repercussions after this question. But can I get a kiss?
What? What?
Nigga, are we in 7th grade, 8th grade? You asking for a kiss? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want a kiss from me, I understand consent because some people need consent, and we're going to get to it toward the end. But in my opinion, I don't want nobody to ask me for a kiss. If I'm around you and it happens, I feel like you will know it. But please don't ask me for one because you won't get it. It seems kind of corny to me. You will know if I want a kiss. You get what I'm saying? Don't ask me for a kiss. Like y'all were, to me, with Corbin, I feel like that he's trying to check and see if the girls are easy or not, because the what they were doing, I don't even understand why he asked for a kiss in that moment, because she would have had to, it would have interrupted the whole thing. He would have, I could see if they was close to each other and they was laying on each other and like, Soul and Sincere was doing in Soul Ties, but y'all was like, it would have fucked up the whole vibe. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? I probably been slipped and fell on my way over here to get, you know what I'm saying? It's silly. And so she says, can I save the kiss? And he said, it's going to get sticky as fuck. And so she kissed him on the cheek. And so he said, so I got to say, hey, Kenzie, I'm going to kiss Melanie. She said, no, let me do that, but I will save the kiss so it could be genuine. So shout out to Melanie for not kissing a nigga. We're going to talk because I'm torn. We're going to talk, okay? So he says that just makes me want it even more now, okay? So then we get Melanie and Anaya. And so she says, I think I need to pull Kenzie. And so she tells Anaya, look, me and Corbin, we had a good chat. We do vibe. And can I tell you a secret? And you let me tell her? And she says, I'm not going to tell Kenzie anything. He said, and she tells Anaya, he asked me for a kiss. And she says, what? And she said, but I didn't kiss him. I'm going to wait. I got to talk to my friend. Okay. Now, hold on to that, okay? So Sincere is still in soul ties with Soul, okay? And Melanie just looks and she said, he tells me he is number one and you still up there with her? You're not considering me at all. And I never took it to the extent that Sincere is taking it. And so she's just looking up there and she says, they're perfect together. And so she asks Anaya, should I pull them? And Anaya says, yes. And so she goes to pull them and KC stops her. Shout out to KC. KC stopped her even after Sincere went and told Anaya some bullshit about the girl being his type. He still stopped him. But did y'all hear Kata say, no, stay here, KC? Stay here. Kata want to see some shit go down. I fuck with Kata. I don't care what y'all say, baby. Listen. We here to be entertained. We creating a show. Y'all stopping the show. We want to see a show. America want to see a show, right? Let her go take her ass up there, okay? So Mel says that she's going to the glam room, and KC tells her no to stay here, and she says that she wants to pull him. He said, "What if you walk in on some shit that you don't want to see?" And he said, "I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let you go out like that, right?" He's doing what he want to do. Let him do it. And so Beia is talking to Anaya, and she was like, "What's going on?" And Anaya says she's going to go pull him for a chat, and Beia says she needs to chill out. And so Anaya goes and tells Melanie, "Look, just chill. And so Mel is crying and Beia hugs and try to console her. And Mel says it's too much. He hasn't even looked once to see where I'm at. And Beia says you have to be confident in what y'all have. And she says, I'm not. And so Beia tells her, it's okay to cry. That's stress leaving your body. And she ended up walking away. And Beia says, I'm not good at consoling people. Beia, you did an amazing job. And shout out to Beia because that fact that y'all was beefing and then you had that you consoled her. That's the type of person I am. If I see somebody crying, I'm a sensitive Cancer. If I see somebody crying, listen, you can cry on my shoulder. I'm gonna come over there and hug you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's the person I am. But it was good to see that. Okay. So Beia ended up chatting with Corbin. Okay. And Corbin ended up asking Beia, how does she feel about Gabriel kissing the bombshells? She says that if he wants to test that, he can, as long as we tell each other. That's what we're here to do. And she said that she has been wanting to talk to Corbin. Corbin says that he wants 3 kids. He wants the girls to be the oldest, and he wants 2 sons after. Corbin gives me the type of nigga who wants the girl to be the oldest so she can help him and the mama raise the boys after. You know what I'm saying? Because you want the daughters to help raise the kids. Okay? He ended up telling Beia, our vibe is there. We know how to chill. To me, that is giving friend zone. We know how to chill.
Pocket.
We know how to chill, okay? And so he says, I'm not gonna lie, Melanie pulled me for a chat. The vibe was there. I asked her for a kiss, but then she has yet to talk to Kenzie about stuff, and I don't want it to be messy, right? He said, that's the only person I was really trying to pursue, but I gotta see if the chemistry is there. Again, this is him friend zoning Beia. I think that it is amazing that Love Island wanted to bring a girl with a disability on the show. I think that is amazing. But you have to make sure that the cast is willing to date someone with a disability, like missing a leg, right? And you have to make sure that the people are not just talking. It seems like that these people that filled out this application on this season, they wrote a lot of stuff on the application that they, you know what I'm saying? It seems like some of the dudes are not into Black girls, right? It seems like these niggas ain't into really a girl with a disability, because I think that Beia is a cute girl, but a lot of people are not willing to overlook a leg. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel bad that she just keeps getting friend zoned. But also, girl, Sean was there. Sean had a vibe with you. Sean wanted you out of everybody. Sean picked you out of everybody with one leg. And you couldn't accept that he had a baby. And you didn't have to accept that he had a baby or not. But I just want you to know that it was a man that came into the house that wanted you with one leg out of all of the other women in the house, and you didn't want him. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying she, okay? Get up off me, okay? So Kenzie is talking to Kata, and so she's upset because I guess it had got to her. She said, I knew it was going to happen. And she said, Melanie and Corbin are over there cuddled up because this has already happened. And so Kata says, I guess he tried to kiss her. And so Kenzie says, did she kiss him? And Kata shook her head, no. And no, Kata says no. And then Kenzie says, but tried. And Kata shook her head, yes. And so she got up, she said, I'm done. Now I will be putting up that wall. But you let the wall down, baby, when you let them fuck. You let the wall down when you let them fuck, baby. And she's upset about it. And so she was talking to Trinity and was saying that he tried to kiss her. And Trinity says, well, Mel said no. And Kenzie said, I don't care. She's going for him now because Sincere was with, what's her name? And Trinity said, no, it's not. And she says, yes, it is. See, her feelings are now involved. She told us earlier that, you know, when she kissed and cuddled, her feelings and stuff get involved. And so now you don't fuck the man. And now you feel in a certain type of way because you know he over here kissing people in the house. Baby, didn't you kiss somebody in the house the day before? What Megan Thee Stallion say? You do the shit that you put on the next bitch. Now you got your feelings involved because you done gave a nigga the pussy and he's still up here asking people for kisses. You should have been on alert. Your alarms in your head should have went off once you knew that he also asked Kata for a kiss after he kissed you. But you thought it was a good idea to get a nigga the pussy. After you knew that he was going after Kata and asking Kata for kisses after he fucked you. After you went and told him again, when you told him, I heard that you asked Kata for a kiss, it's kind of giving fuckboy vibes. And you let him explain himself away. Baby, I already knew what was going on. I didn't have to bring it to him. It was you a fuckboy. You gonna ask to kiss her after you kiss me? But that's what we here to do, baby. Okay? So the night, remember the app crashed, right? And there was supposed to be a recoupling, but there's not going to be a recoupling. They're going to do it tomorrow. So they're getting ready to hang out, I guess. Okay? So they're in the glam room and Mel is talking to Anaya and she says, I need to talk to Kenzie. And Anaya says, yes, you do. And so Mel says, does she know that he tried to kiss me? And Anaya says, I don't know if she knows. But my thing is, did you tell anyone, baby? Because how does everyone, at least all of the girls, know that he tried to kiss her? He, as in Corbin, tried to kiss Mel, right? See, Melanie should have told Anaya not to say anything to nobody. You told her not to tell Kenzie. That doesn't mean that she wasn't going to tell anybody else, baby. You get what I'm saying? The fact that Kenzie, see, you should have been, Mel, you a little green, baby, because the fact that Kenzie picked her to spread office gossip, I wouldn't have told Anaya shit. Because we, as the viewing audience, knows that she can't hold water, right? She even went and said what Sincere told her not to say the same motherfucking day. And not only did she say what Sincere said, baby, she added on to it. So she's messy.
She's messy.
I don't agree with that.
She's messy. She can't hold water, okay? Kenzie ended up telling Beia that Corbin asked Mel for a kiss, and I'm not into fuckboys. But you already knew he was a fuckboy when he asked Kata for a kiss. And now you seem to be more upset now because you gave a nigga the pussy.
You are a dumb hoe.
You gave a nigga the pussy, okay? So Kenzie ended up pulling Mel for a chat, and Mel ended up telling Kenzie that, you know, her and Corbin had a chat. And Kenzie was upset. We seen Kenzie in a way that we've never seen her before because she's upset because she gave him the pussy, okay? So Kenzie says, who pulled who? And Mel says, I pulled him, but he said that he was going to pull me for a chat. Baby, and she says, we pulled each other for a chat.
No.
No, Mel, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. You pulled him for a chat. All of that, he said that he was going to pull me for a chat. A pair of lips can say anything. If he wanted to pull you for a chat, baby, he would have pulled you for a chat. If he wanted to do it, he would have done it. You pulled him for a chat. That is what happened officially. All that other bullshit is unofficial. Melanie says that he asked how me and Sincere was. I told him I was exploring. And who else in here do I have something with? And so Kenzie says, so you are into him. And so she says, he is my type, I'm his type. And I want to tell you because you're my friend. And how do you feel? And Kenzie says, I don't feel good. I have anxiety. Okay? Melanie says, I want Sincere, but it's not working out. Kenzie says, I feel like you're not even trying though. And Melanie says, how much can I try? And Kenzie says, I don't know, just keep trying with the other guy. But you see how I feel, because if I did that with Sincere, you would be like, the fuck? I didn't even kiss Sincere in the game out of respect for you, and I feel hurt by you. because you're the girl I say shit to.
Girl, shut the fuck up.
I understand how Kenzie feel a little bit, right? Just a little bit. To me, I feel like that this is a competition. We all knew that we were going to be in this house exploring people. And so all of the girls are going to hang out with each other, but we're all here to date the same men. And so again, I understand that aspect of it. However, if we have this relationship with, there should only be, we're all here to date the same men, right? Everybody's not going to have the same connection. I do feel Kenzie, because I do feel like that we Mel two closest friends in the house is Anaya and Kenzie. And so I do think that there should be some respect for those two girls. However, you know, and we shouldn't be trying to date people that they're in a connection with, but we're on a game show, right? So I'm kind of torn. But again, I think that Kenzie thinks that every nigga now in the house is hers, and it ain't, baby. We can't do that. Okay? And so Mel ended up telling her, I feel like you need to pull him. He has something to say to you. And Kenzie says, I already know. He asked to kiss you. And Mel says, and I said no, out of respect for you and sincere. Whenever I feel it's right, I'll do it. Okay? And she said, I'm not doing anything behind your back. I'll come to you first. I do think that we got to give Melanie points for that, for not kissing a man. Again, I'm torn, because I do feel like there should be some loyalty towards some of the girls in the house, but not all of the girls. Again, we won't have a show if we showing loyalty to all the girls in the house. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. I just feel like that we won't have nothing to say if we have loyalty to all of the girls in the house. Okay. Then we see Bryce and Sincere. Bryce tells Sincere that Trinity is my number one. I want to talk to Kata. I might see if something is there. There is an attachment. We make eye contact and I feel it.
What?
And he says, Trinity and I can only get closer if I eliminate this doubt out of my mind. Okay? And he says, Kata is the only person I want to explore. Zach is my guy. The only issue there is there's no one else that he's interested in. And so Sincere tells him he's not going to say, no, y'all have that relationship. And Bryce says, I'm going to have to talk with Zach.
You are completely delusional.
Bryce ended up talking to Zach. He ended up pulling Zach. And Kata said, you taking my man? And the fact that Kata said, you taking my man, you should have already known. It should have been abort mission.
Stop! It ain't no way you can win!
The fact that she told you that you taking my man, and she didn't say that anything flirty with you, should let you know. But you know, on one end, I understand why consent is important, right? So Bryce ended up telling Zach, Trinity is my number one, Katie is my number two, and I'm going to pull her and talk to her. And Zach ended up laughing in his motherfucking face. Okay, Zach ended up laughing. He said, like in a legit way, swear, right? And he said, I just wanted to see, but I feel like I'll be doing a disservice. I actually don't know how she feels. Nigga, she picked him over you. What are you talking about? Y'all both went to the villa. She picked him over you at the end of the 24-hour stay. When you tried to slide over in the bed when she was kissing on Zach and she stopped you, you know how she feels. That's why consent is important, because people feel like you make eye contact and y'all have something. Nigga, you alive in the room. And I'm looking at you because you're looking at me. That doesn't mean that we have a connection, baby. That means that you're alive and breathing and I'm looking at you. Probably wondering why the fuck you looking at me when I already picked this nigga over you.
You's a dumb nigga.
I already picked him over you. What are you talking about? You're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing yourself a disservice by embarrassing yourself on TV. But see, you're not into any of the other girls, so you want to go back and talk to her to see if something is there, and it's not. She already let you know what it was. I want him. I don't want you. Okay? So Bryce ended up saying, I feel like Trinity doesn't like me that much. And Zach says, I don't think that she does either. And Trinity doesn't like you, and Kata doesn't either. Trinity don't like you, and neither does Kata. That's why you over here embarrassing yourself. Okay? Zach says again, I didn't realize you was being serious, mate. It's hilarious. And I feel like she would laugh. That's what he told him. I feel like you would laugh. And he says, look, go ahead and pull it in the chat if you think that you feel confident. If you feel it, go ahead and do it. But I feel confident in what we have. But I don't think anything good will come from it. Trinity was talking to Gabe, and she asked Gabe, how does Bryce feel about her? And Gabe says he's really into you. I want people to, girl, we need some realists in the house. We need some realists in the house. I would have told Trinity, girl, the fact that you asked me how he feel about you, let me know that y'all connection ain't that secure. How do you feel about him? You the one that's connected to him. You get what I'm saying? Let's be real, baby. He's really into you. I don't think that Gabe is even really paying attention to Bryce like that to even know if he's into Trinity like that or not. But I do got to give the people in the house grace, because the fact that Bryce is not trying to explore other people, and the fact that he's not trying to explore other people, that's probably making the people think, well, he must be into him because he's not into nobody else. And another thing too, I just feel like I want to see Zach and Anaya talk, right? I want to see Bryce pull Anaya for a chat. They don't have to be, talking. They can have platonic friendships and, just see about each other. What experiences have you had in life? You know what I'm saying? Where you come from, shit like that, right? They're not even trying to get to know each other on the friendship level. I feel like everybody's just being cordial, but they're not even trying to make friends with each other in the house. And the thing is, I feel like, you can fall in love with a friend. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doesn't always have to be attractive to you off top. Sometimes you can, build friendships with people, and then you can find yourself being attracted to them. So at least just pull people for chats, just to have, for shits and giggles and conversations and stuff, at least. Just to know everybody in the house. Okay? So Bryce ended up pulling Trinity, and he ended up telling Trinity, you're my number one. And he said, and she's smiling at him, and she says, he asked her, why are you smiling? She said, he says, I'm not going to drop a bomb. You and Kate are both my type. I may pull her for a chat to see if anything is remotely there. I just want to be straightforward. How do you feel? And she says, I'm not fucking with it. I'm not fucking with it. I just feel so horrible for her. That was the episode. I feel so horrible for Trinity because I feel like that she's trying to convince herself, and she has convinced herself that he likes her, and now she is starting to have feelings for him. And I just feel bad that she's even put in that position. We need to do better with the people that we bring on the show next year, because it shouldn't be a house where people are not really attracted to each other and people are not pulling people for chats, okay? But y'all, let me know, how do y'all feel? Do y'all think that Melanie was wrong for pulling Corbin for a chat? Again, I'm torn. On one hand, we are here for a dating show, but I do think that there should be some loyalty to your close friends in the house, right? For example, with Alondria and Shelly, I would have side-eyed Alondria if she would have been trying to pull Ace for a chat, right? However, Kenzie, just because Zach dissed you doesn't mean that every nigga or every man that come into the house is for Kenzie. Beia put that in your head because she don't want you over there with Gabriel. But that doesn't mean that every man that come into the house now is Kenzie's only. Baby, you can't be doing what you did. And Kenzie, why did you get a nigga to put the girl? Okay. But y'all, thank y'all so much for clicking on the video, y'all. I really appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all later. Adios.